that always keeps it 100 is my guy, Mr. Will Trill. Always keeps it real.
Go.
Martin Silva.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, baby?
What's poppin', Nate? I love the intros. Thank you for that toss. Yes. Now I'm all pumped up to do, this update now for you. Well, who needs an injury report when all you have to do is confer with a flight manifest? One passenger who will not be on the flight to London this week is Panthers quarterback Cam Newton. Newton is staying behind as he continues his recovery from a foot injury. Team doctors believe standing on the sideline and being on a long flight would not help the healing process. Kyle Allen will be making the second start against Sunday, against the Buccaneers at Tottenham Stadium. Hello, English. The Chargers hosting a Huddle to Intercept Cancer, an event where players and volunteers assembled care kits, donated blood, and pampered cancer patients with spa and beauty treatments. This is spectacular. Susie Spanos, the wife of team owner Dean Spanos, and a breast cancer survivor herself, spoke to our Taylor Bisciotti about the event.
But today we're honoring all the survivors, too, and we're getting all the hours because, as you know, it's the 100th year of the NFL. And so we're asking 1 million fans to donate 100 minutes. And we've already done 30 million. Wow. And so we're on our way to the 100 million, and today is a big part of that.
And thus far, Buccaneers tight end O.J. Howard, persona non grata in Tampa Bay's offense. He currently ranks 23rd among tight ends in receptions. Howard himself says he's a little bit surprised about his lack of production, but says you've got to stay at it, adding, quote, it's one of those things where you have to keep going and hopefully you get the good looks. Now, Howard, with just 11 receptions for 141 yards on the season thus far. We'll see if he can get things going Sunday against the Panthers, a team he had 0 catches against in week 2. I know there were plenty of fantasy owners, Kay, who were not happy about his production thus far.
I thought he would be a top 10 tight end. I thought Mike Evans and Chris Godwin would be top 10 wide receivers. It hasn't panned out that way. Only for Chris Godwin, who is actually the #1 fantasy wide receiver of 2019 so far. We're going to get back to O.J. Howard in just a little bit. Thank you so much, Will. And as we do talk about fantasy football here on a Wednesday, you're setting your lineups for Thursday night action between the Giants, of course, and the Patriots. I thought this would be a perfect time for a round of fantasy face-off based off of a guy who I think is not getting enough love. His name is Amari Cooper, and he came to the Cowboys. He's now been there for 14 games. This is the sample size. It's pretty big. It's over pretty much almost a full season. In that time, he is second in receiving yards and second in receiving touchdowns in the NFL. He is balling. He's played 14 games, and he's been a top 3 PPR receiver over that stretch. And coming off his 3rd career 200-yard game, by the way, puts him in elite company with the likes of Julio Jones and T.O. in a tie for 5th most 200-yard games of all time. This week, he's got the Jets on the docket. Trumaine Johnson, he's been benched at times. Darryl Roberts, Nate Hairston. Do these sound like guys that can contain Amari Cooper? I think not. So let's hit a little fantasy face-off. If you're looking at NFL.com's rankings for Week 6, Amari Cooper finds himself at number 8. All of these guys are studs. These two haven't been as productive, so I wouldn't put them at the top, but I like the matchups. I might move them down. I feel like it's weird that Adam Thielen isn't on this list. He's got a nice spicy matchup up against the Eagles who can be thrown on. So let's go through this. Amari Cooper's at 8. I feel like he should be higher. Should he be higher, though, than Odell Beckham Jr.?
Hell yes.
I think so. I mean, you're looking at the quarterback problems here, the Freddie Kitchen problems here, and you're looking at the fact that Odell Beckham Jr. only has 1 touchdown on the season. Last 3 games, he's been held to under 60 receiving yards. Is he even the #1 wide receiver in this offense? He's pretty much neck and neck with Jarvis Landry. He's a bit of a 1-1A situation. I say up against Seattle, I'm going to go ahead and bring Amari Cooper up above Odell Beckham Jr., who has a touchdown in every game this year. He's got 5 in 5 weeks. Should Amari Cooper be up against Keenan Allen, who's been balling? Such a hot start to the start of the season.
Down week, right?
Listen, he's had 2 down weeks. He's had a couple of games where he hasn't been as great, and he only has 3 touchdowns this season to Amari Cooper's 5. I just feel like this matchup against the Jets is hot. It needs to be higher than even Keenan Allen. Now, there's no one hotter right now in the game than Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is crushing it. As I said, the #1 fantasy wide receiver, and he's got an okay matchup, a pretty tough matchup against the Carolina Panthers. That their pass defense is legit. I'm going to bring this one back to the table for a second because there might be a reason to get maybe their tight end more involved, guys.
Oh my gosh, Garofalo, what happened at the baseball game?
Yeah, so there's a foul ball in the Tampa Bay Rays game.
Okay.
And this guy reaches up and grabs it, and the announcer says, barehands it, one-handed, and the announcer says, oh, that guy seems like very happy with the fact that he caught this foul ball or whatever. And he doesn't realize who it is, and at some point Twitter realizes it's O.J. Howard with a one-handed grab up the right field line.
So does Bruce Arians see that, guys, and say we're going to give O.J. Howard some looks this week? That's the problem with Chris Godwin. I like him. He's going to ball out this week. But on any given week, they can give O.J. Howard the ball more, give some more targets to Mike Evans as well. So, yeah, I like Amari Cooper's matchup. I like Michael Gallup as a top 10 wide receiver, by the way. But I'm going to put him above Chris Godwin and Cooper Kupp. I like Cooper Kupp. I don't like the matchup. I'm buying into the San Francisco pass defense, their run defense all around. They are top 10 least generous to the wide receiver spot. Cooper Kupp is going to get his, but I believe in the consistency of what Amari Cooper's done for 14 games over what Cooper Kupp has done this season. Michael Thomas, 45 catches. Marv versus Mike. He has more catches than any wide receiver in the league. But up against Jacksonville, we don't know what's going on with Jalen, but if Jalen and Boye are out there, I think that might be a little bit of trouble for Cam.
He's never faced him before, Kay.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that works out on the field, but I would trust Amari Cooper. Do I like him more than Julio Jones? I like Julio, but he's not doing it as far as yards are concerned. He's averaging less than 70 a game through 5 games this season. The consistency really isn't there. I'm scared of this offense. Amari Cooper, I mean, even in a game where they were down, where Dak threw 3 interceptions, he had a 53-yard touchdown that probably had more points than Julio's had in games this year completely off of one play. I like him more than Julio, and I like him more than DeAndre.
Okay.
Even though I think he'll bounce back. People are freaking out about DeAndre Hopkins. They took him #1 overall. They took him early in the first round. DeAndre Hopkins will get his up against Kansas City because it'll be a high-scoring game, of course. But I'm just not really buying the fact that DeAndre is going to get it done as consistently as he can when you've got guys like Kiki QT and you've got guys like Will Fuller 5 doing their thing. So, yeah, Amari Cooper's the #1 wide receiver on my board this week. What do you guys think?
It was the Darren Fells show the other day, right? And, for the Texans. So that killed him. I got him. I didn't take him first overall, but I got him first round.
Hopkins hasn't gone over 100 yards or scored a touchdown since week 1.
Will Fuller the 5th, man. And I'm just like, hey, I'm looking at this segment. Has Amari been paid yet? Has Dak been paid yet? Because I know Zeke got all the money in the world. That's going to end well, right?
Nate, yeah, is that driving Amari week in, week out? He had a drop last week that got picked off. He did not like it. Was a bad drop in his eyes. It wasn't even counted as a drop in the NFL. He's always sort of been tied to those drops throughout his career, even back to college. Every little play is wearing on him so much because he wants to get paid and win with this team.
He's going to get paid. He's going to get broke off.
You know what the craziest thing about the O.J. Howard catch was at that baseball game? He almost had to leave his section and he toe drag swagged on his section to make it. Yeah, we got to break it down. It's an awesome catch.
We need the footage. We'll be back. Could the Bills actually challenge the Patriots in the AFC East? That is a question we will ponder. We are one night away from Thursday night action, and you'll hear it here first. We announce the players of the week on GMSB.
Oh, yes. Aaron Jones, Showtime 33, NFC Player of the Week.
Time to reveal the players of the week for the NFC, the AFC, special teams, all of that. Right now, we get to do it live on our show. I will reveal the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Okay, we got. Oh.
Aaron Jones.
Hey,
Aaron Jones gets a bye-bye career high. I mean, come on. 182 scrimmage yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, taunting, all of it. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Okay, he tweeted, he said, well, we were down in Texas, so it's hasta la vista, baby.
Oh.
That's what he tweeted. Showtime 33 on Twitter. Shout out El Paso. What a day. But defensive side of the ball. The NFC Defensive Player of the Week in the NFL this year is Nick Bosa, of course. You know it. He goes by Smaller Bear on Twitter, NB Smaller Bear, next to Joey. But man, did he look like a big old grizzly in this game.
Extracurriculars, too.
Extracurriculars, flag waving, post-game comments, but between the lines, he was unblockable, unstoppable. What a day for Nick Bosa. 2 sacks, 2 tackles, lost, 4 fumble recovery. He hit Baker Mayfield 5 times, my friends. Congratulations, Nick.
Plant that flag, big guy. All right, NFC Special Teams Player of the Week is Dan Bailey of the Vikings. 4 field goals from 31, 48, 32, 45. 2 for 2 on PATs, because that's the thing now after a couple years ago. So Dan Bailey wins it. He could not be here to accept the award, so we will accept it on his behalf.
Oh, that's so nice of you. No video from Dan Bailey either?
No.
All right, so here's the guys right here. Aaron Jones, Nick Bosa, and Dan Bailey. That's your NFC Players of the Week. Let's move this thing along to the AFC Players of the Week. And I have the honors of looking at the offensive
Come on, give us somebody good name. Come on.
It's Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Oh, baby, he had himself a day. He sure did. 28 for 33. He was 84%, basically 85% passing, 426 yards, 5 TDs, but the most important number, 0 interceptions.
Settle.
And he did all this. If I would have told you those stats, and I said, who do you think was the leading receiver? You would have said, DeAndre Hopkins, of course. But my guy, Will Fuller, right there, as Rashawn went off. He had over 200 yards in this game. So shout out to Deshaun Watson.
Important 0 sacks for Deshaun Watson.
0 sacks.
That was a great, great day for Houston. Let's look at the AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and it's Houston. Justin Houston. Unbelievable. He returns to KC and Arrowhead, and what a day for the Indianapolis Colts. 4 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and he got the MVP, and he barked at the crowd, at the sideline, as well he should. Justin Houston, one of the good guys, one of the great players. 99 is your AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Well deserved.
You guys know how to make a guest feel special. Announce both special teams players of the week.
That's your special.
AFC is Justin Tucker. How many is this for him? It's got to be
He
a ton,
racks
right?
these things out.
4 of 4 on his field goals, 2 of 2 on PATs, just like Dan Bailey. Hit the 48-yard field goal with 10 seconds remaining to tie, 46-yard field goal in overtime to win. That's what you want from your kicker, and he delivered. So Justin Tucker, once again, the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Joined by Justin Houston and Deshaun Watson. Let's move it along here with some Whiteboard Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
We've got some big NFL storylines to get to. The Patriots play the Giants on Thursday in Foxborough. You can see it right here on NFL Network, on Fox, and streaming on Prime Video. Justin Tuck, not Justin Tucker, Justin Tuck was on our show, fascinating, yesterday, and said the Giants, they have a shot in this thing. The one thing that you think of when you hear the words Giants, Patriots is what?
Okay.
All right.
Well, Kay, obviously I'm going to go back to the Super Bowls, the
Okay.
2 Giants-Patriots Super Bowls, especially the first one. I want you to picture this. This is what I'm going to put. Giants didn't get mossed. The Patriots are 18-0. They are down by 3 points to these Giants, okay? Thank you. What do you got?
You left the word out.
Giants didn't get mossed. They're down 3 points. The game is over. The unthinkable is going to happen. They're going to have first loss. They got one last shot.
Okay.
Tom Brady's going to chuck this thing as far as he can to Randy Moss having the greatest receiving season of all time. And Randy Moss couldn't bring that in. It still vexes me to this day. It would have altered
He got a hand on it. Corey Webster?
Sort of. But Randy Moss's whole MO is going up and getting it over the safeties, making spectacular plays. I'm not saying he should have. I'm saying he could have. And I know Patriots fans always look at this play as this would have finished the 19-0 season if Randy Moss does what he does. His name is a verb, goes up and somehow brings that thing in. We got a whole different set of history. It still sits with me all these years later.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Moss, but I don't think about that game. I think about that season because the season ended with a Giants victory, but I'm going with Randy, usually 84 is what we call him. 23 because that season he had 23 TDs and he was literally the Jordan of all receivers, and I just remember him making play after play after play, and it was a reminder of just how good Randy Moss is. This right here was a season where we knew you can rewrite your own narrative after people kind of push you aside, because he went to Oakland Raiders, didn't work out, and then he signed, of course, with the Pats. So I'm going with that season where he put up those 23 touchdowns.
I think of close games, and you think of the Super Bowls. Yes, they were close, but the regular season games between these guys have also been close. You go back to 2007, the season finale there, where I think it was 38-35, where the Giants gave them a run for their money, and it helped set the tone for the postseason. Then you go to 2011. The Giants were extremely banged up in that game. No Hakeem Nicks, no Ahmad Bradshaw, no David Buss. Jake Ballard with the game-winning touchdown.
Hey.
I tweeted yesterday, Jake Ballard's not walking through the door for this team. Jake Ballard retweeted me. Thank you very much, Jake Ballard. And then 2015, the Giants take the lead late. The Patriots come back and drive, and Gostowski kicks the game-winning field goal with 1 second on the clock, I believe. So
think tomorrow will be a close game, Mike?
I do not believe that trend will continue here. Thank you very much, Kay Adams, but that's what I think up to this point.
We are 5 weeks through the season. I just felt like we could just air some things out here at the table.
Sure.
We'd like to be able to share our feelings, our disappointments, our triumphs. What is the most disappointing thing so far in 2019 in the NFL to you?
There's no good TD celebrations.
I agree.
I was going to say
There you go. Well, listen, let's just run the footage. Kyle, what do you have to say about it?
No, Nate, we're just on the same page. This rarely happens.
Really?
It feels like celebrations have kind of almost phased out, like the Harlem Shake or the Flash Mob or the Carly Rae Jepsen. A couple years ago, we're doing turkey dinners with the Vikings and freeze dance, and now it's like...
We need a new fad, like a new music?
I don't know, or an injection of adrenaline, but they're sort of bottoming out. Maybe they're not cool anymore.
They're not cool because they're allowed to do them. That's what it is. My mom let me wear crop tops when I was little. I wouldn't want to wear them.
Oh, crop tops.
Younger, obviously.
Picture it didn't happen, okay?
You know what I mean? No, it's because they were allowed.
But they've been allowed for a few years.
When they weren't allowed, and then it was cool for a quick minute.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in this logo.
The Cobras?
It's the Falcons.
Oh,
okay. But I wanted to draw a disappointing logo because I'm disappointing in how the Falcons have come out this year. It looks kind of like a hammer.
Explain it.
I don't know quite what it is. But the Falcons, I really thought they were going to
Something
rally.
from the bottom of the ocean.
You know what? I think we're just going to talk about the logo. I think that's all we're going to do here.
I just feel like I'm going to have a nightmare about that later.
Yeah, no, I know. It's going to come after you. But I'm having a nightmare about the Falcons season. I thought they were going to rally around Dan Quinn. They haven't done it.
Deion and Darryl Green are on the NFL 100 roundtables for defensive backs this Friday night, debating who was faster between the two. So let's bring it to current day. The foot race that you'd want to see between two current NFL players is who v. who?
I don't want to see fast guys. I want to see something entertaining. You know, because when you have fast guys, it ends too quickly. It's like a Mike Tyson fight in the 90s.
Ding
I
dongs,
want a race that's going to last forever.
Yeah,
and I'm going Rivers versus Brady.
This is fascinating.
And listen, these guys can run now. And Rivers, when he gets going, he gets a little passionate. Check him out. After he win, he do something like this.
Okay.
Hey, oh, there we go right there. So I want Rivers because here's the thing. He's going to win the race and he's going to point to the finish line just like that. So I'm going to go Rivers versus Brady.
All right, I'll take the layup. I want Deshaun versus Tyreek. And the reason that I wanted it is because I sat at this very table and I did my Fight My Five. And I had Deshaun over Tyreek as my top deep threat.
Ooh.
And Chiefs fans, it got to the point, there was something on the KC Star website that said NFL Network analyst ranks Deshaun Jackson over Tyreek Hill. Couldn't believe I got to that point. Who cares what I think? Apparently they did.
Yes.
So I just want to see it. I mean, gotta wait till Deshaun's healthy, though.
Yes.
And Tyreek.
I heard Jake Ballard retweeted that, Mike.
Yeah,
someone has to. This is quick. We go back to Monday night. Never mind the handshake. Never mind any of that stuff. What Matt Breida did on the first play of the game was breathtaking. Bring out all running backs. I want Saquon, McCaffrey, Dalvin, Kamara, all of them. I don't know if any of you guys can beat Matt Breida on the San Francisco 49ers.
Kyle,
this was unbelievable.
The previous week, somebody had 22 miles per hour.
Chubb. I think Chubb's got nothing for Breida. This
Really?
guy, the angle that this safety had, it's geometry, guys. It's a tackle. And then he circumvented the angle. I've not seen anybody move, and neither has next gen stats as fast as Matt Breida this week. Any running back, you got it for Breida, prove it.
I want to see you guys out there racing them also. Can we do that?
Yeah, I'll race Rivers
charity?
and Brady. Sure, no, I can dust both
Here's
those
your
guys.
whiteboard Wednesday, America's favorite.